Okay, welcome. Dividing by binomials. It takes a bit of getting used to here, so don't get hung up if you don't get it immediately, right? It takes a bit of getting used to, but it's not difficult. I promise you it's not difficult. Okay, it's more like long division, so you want to be, just draw this here. X plus 3. I know some of us haven't done this in a very long time, me too. So this is 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 2. Now, the idea is this. You simply just use x to divide the first number, write your answer there, and then you use you use your answer to multiply everything here, and then you subtract. So I'll just write something here. That is divide, then you multiply, then you subtract, then you go down. So let me just write down in full so that we don't confuse it with the other D, and then you go over it again. I thought I could make something now, DMS da. I don't know. Anyway, so let's try. So first thing we do is we divide. So x divide 2x cubed would have 2x squared. And the very next move is to use 2x squared to multiply everything we have here. That would be 2x cubed, and then would have 2x squared times 3 would be plus 6x squared. The next move then would be to subtract. So we're going to be subtracting what we have up from what we have here. So let's do that. We'll have 2x cubed minus 2x squared gives you 0. And that's the idea. So we've eliminated one of them. And then 3x squared minus 6x squared would be, so that's going to be minus times plus is minus. So basically you're subtracting these two, right? So you would have minus 3x squared. You might want to write that out somewhere sometimes, like this. Negative 3x squared minus plus 6x squared. That would be negative 3x squared minus 6x squared. Sorry, it's plus rather. My bad. Alright, when you do that, you would have minus 3x squared. So that just so you remember that, okay, if you have, you take note of the signs, right? It can be quite confusing. Okay, that's that. So we have that there. And the next thing would be down. We've subtracted. So down would have plus 4x and plus 2. So we go again. X divide minus 3x squared would give you minus 3x. Then you multiply to get negative 3x squared and negative 9x, I believe. So we've multiplied, then we subtract. These two will cancel out to give you 0, but they might not look like they would, but they would. Let's see. Again, let's write it out. We have minus 3x squared minus 3x squared. Multiply the signs, you get a positive, so you have minus 3x squared plus 3x squared. And then minus plus would give you, minus 3 plus 3 will give you 0. This gives 0. We've eliminated the second one. And 4x minus 9x, so that should give you a positive. If you add them up, you get plus 13x plus 2. If you're confused, just write it out again. X in this would give us plus 13, and then would have 13x plus 39. And then we subtract, so we have 0, and this would be negative 37. So our answer, the quotient is actually what we have up here. That's 2x squared minus 3x plus 13. So this divided by this gives you 2x squared minus 3x plus 13, remainder minus 13, right? You could write it this way also. You could write it as 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 divided by x plus 3 gives you your whole number or your whole would be, what you divided, what you got when your quotient, right? That would be 2x squared minus 3x plus 13. And then your numerator is minus 37, which is a remainder, over x plus 3. So we can bring fractions in here and just, write this as a fraction. And they are the same thing. So it's more like you change from an improper to a mixed number. Improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay, we have 2 here to try out. So let's start with this one. I'll be a bit faster now because I feel like we should have, started getting the hang of it. Inside we have 2x squared minus 3x squared. Okay, so there is no variable for x, but so that you don't mess up your work, it's very important that you put maybe 0x as a placeholder. 0x as a placeholder before your minus 2. It's very important that you do that. You put 0x as a placeholder. If not, when you have an x here, you might be confused as to what to do. Okay, let's have x minus 1. So x in this would give you 2x squared. And when you multiply it, you would have 2x cubed minus 2x squared. Subtract this, would have 0. Subtract this, would have minus x squared. X in this would give you plus x. Sorry, minus x rather, my bad. So minus x. And then you multiply that, you would have minus x squared plus x, right? Yeah, plus x. Sorry, I need to bring down my 0x plus 0x and minus 2, my bad. I forgot that also. Okay, moving on. We subtract this 2, would have 0. And we put these 2 together, would have plus x and then minus 2, right? So we have just this left. X in this would give us plus 1. Multiply that, you would have x minus 1. Subtract them, you would have 0. And then minus 2 minus minus 1 will give you minus 2 plus 1, which gives you minus 1. Okay, so it's not the worst, I believe. Our quotient is 2x squared minus x plus 1, and our remainder is minus 1. You could write it this way. Again, you could write 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2 over x minus 1 gives you, your whole number is 2x squared minus x plus 1, remainder negative 1 over x minus 1. You could also do this times this plus that. You would get, just we work with fraction. You would get the numerator you have on the other side. So the exact same way we work with fractions, improper and mixed numbers, we can apply the same concept here. Alright, about done now. Final one. Okay, so try this out and then let me know what you're able to do. So pause it rather and then try it out, and then afterwards you play it back. Okay, this is going to be quite a long one. So I'll draw, because it's the power of 5. Remember, we have to put those placeholders. I hope you remember to put your placeholders. Here we have x minus 4. This would be 3x to the power of 5 plus 0x to the power of 4 plus 0x to the power of 3 plus 2x to the power of 2 plus 4x and minus 3. Again, more than getting the answer to this, why I again would really recommend that you try them out is so that you get used to it. You get used to the process. X divide this would give you 3x to the power of 4, and then we use that to multiply that would have 3x to the power of 4 minus 12x. Sorry, this is 5 and 4. So that when we subtract, this will cancel out that to give you 0. Then this 2 now, minus minus is positive, so we just have plus 12x to the power of 4. Again, we divide, would have plus 12x to the power of 3 forgot to bring down all this. All right, thank you. So they're all down there. Okay, so x divide this is that, and then we'll multiply, would have 12x to the power of 4 minus 48x to the power of 3. Then we subtract again, would have, I told you to be long, we'll have 48x to the power of 3 plus 2x squared minus 4x minus 3. From this would have plus 48x squared, and when you multiply it, would have 48x squared minus 196 x squared. So the numbers are getting really big now. 196 x squared. Subtract this, you would have 0. On the other hand, subtract this, you would have an addition. Basically, it's going to be plus 198x squared minus 4x minus 3. If you divide this by x, you get plus 198x. 198 times x would give you plus 198x squared, but 198 by 4 would give you 792, so that's plus 792. Rather, minus 792. When you subtract, this gives you 0, this gives you plus, because we're adding now, so this would be minus times minus is plus. So when you add those to that, you would have minus plus 788. Okay, so this is getting tiring for me also. Finally, we divide, I think we're at the end, so we would have plus 788x. Sorry, plus 788, and when you multiply, you would have plus 788x. I'll just squeeze that in. And then 788 by 3, I can do it mentally, but I'm not sure I want to give myself that mental pain right now. That would be 788 by 4, 3152. That would be positive 3152. And when we add them up, or rather subtract them, we would have 0, and our remainder would finally be minus 3155. So finally, the solution is actually saying is 3x to the power of 4 plus 12x cubed plus 48x squared plus 198x plus 77788, and remainder of negative 3155. Sometimes you leave your answer like this, right? I think this is even more popularly accepted. And same applies to, so for this one, you could just have written it as 2x squared minus x plus 1, remainder minus 1. Some people, prefer this. Your answer was 2x squared minus 3x plus 13, remainder negative 37. All right, that's it. I'm thinking it's a bit of a lengthy video, but surely was worth it. It's a new skill, so be sure to practice and see. Practice and see. Thank you.